Shalom Yahweh Bashem Yahshua Barakatham to the brothers. Shalom Yahweh Shamar Latham Bashem Yahshua to the sisters. This is Priest and Officer Al-Haran out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I am with the I.S.U.P.K. under Commanding General Yohanna. We teach that blacks, Hispanics, and natives are the true biblical Jews of the Bible, and that your oppressor, the white man, is the devil the Bible speaks of. Topic for today is envy not thy oppressor. And that's something that we've been doing since we've been here, probably before we even came to this, well, I've been brought to this country. But this is something, it's like a brainwash that's on us when we envy our oppressor. Now, the first thing I want to do is, I know we all know what the word envy is, but let's just see exactly what it is. Let's just look it up and give you a true definition of the word envy. This is in the Merriam-Webster dictionary. And let's see what it says. Envy: a painful or resentful awareness of an advantage enjoyed by another, joined with a desire to possess the same advantage. So you see your oppressor, you know what I'm saying? You see him do things or have nice things, and there's nothing wrong with having nice things, but you got to remember, he's evil, he's wicked. So you don't want to follow the wickedness, and that's what we do. So, we see him do something, and we think that it's unfair that he's allowed to murder, he's allowed to steal, he's allowed to do all these wicked things, and we can't do it. It's like, oh, he do it, he gets away with it. We do it, we get locked up. Yeah, you damn right. Or it destroys us. He can smoke cigarettes for 60 years, 70 years. We die early in life. All his wickedness he does, we follow behind him. We get punished because we have a God. This oppressor don't even think we got a God. He don't even think we have one. He thinks he's our God. So when we go and follow this beast, when we follow this beast, we become destroyed. You can't follow your oppressor. So the first thing I want to do is read the verse. It's in Proverbs. Salakia. Proverbs. I had it right here. Proverbs 3:31. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 3, verse 31. Envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways. That means don't choose any of his ways. What are some of the oppressor's ways? Because you got to remember, he's a beast, so you don't follow behind what a beast does. What are some of his ways? His holidays. Those are big with blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Thanksgiving, horrible holiday to follow behind because of what it stands for and what it means. And niggas act like they don't, it's like no big deal to celebrate Thanksgiving. That is a terrible holiday to follow, because they're really celebrating the destruction and the conquering of our brothers who are Native American Indians, which are the tribe of Gad, and it's like, I think it's the tribe of Reuben, if I'm not mistaken. You don't celebrate that. But being envious of the oppressor, he got a holiday. Meanwhile, we have holidays, our holy days, which the Lord have gave us. We have our own culture. We just will not use it for some reason. I mean, we want to be so much in this culture, which is a very destructive and wicked culture. All you have to do is look at our children. That'll tell you everything. That'll tell you everything. We should not be following behind this beast. Our children are destroyed. We already know the adults are destroyed, but the fruit of the adults, I mean, it's sad that way these kids are. No respect for elders. No they're all, I mean, most of them, and I'm not saying I'm the smartest, and I wasn't the smartest as a child, but I'm now older, and I'm looking down on these children, looking back at these children. They're all dumb. And they're not dumb it's not because they're dumb kids. It's because they're not being taught the law, statutes, and commandments. They're not being taught that they have a God. They're not being taught that they have the white man or Esau or whoever you want to call him is not their God. And they act like he is. You have a God who, if you turn to him, if we all turn to our God, this place is a wrap. It's already wrapping up because we're starting to wake up, but it's so slow. If we would turn this, you have a God that will fight for you and make things very bad for your oppressor. And once, the curtain closed on the oppressor, then we got a kingdom now. That's going to, come down and Christ will return and clean up all this mess. And then now we can live our lives and raise our children, and our women can be 100% feminine. Our men can be 100% masculine. Our children can be children again. We ain't got to worry about them being, in the first grade and having transgenders and teachers, and they teaching them gay pride or homosexual pride. I slack if I'm saying it wrong. You got to be politically correct. Bent wrist pride. Slack YouTube. But they're trying to push that on the child. You won't have to worry about that in our kingdom, because all that will not exist, and we'll make sure of it under Christ. I.S.U.P.K. under Commanding General Yohanna, under Christ, will make sure that those type of things, child molestation, adultery, will not exist in our kingdom, and the world will be better off, 100% better off. So it says, I'm going to read it again, Slakia. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 3, verse 31. Envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways. It don't say choose some of them, or a couple of his ways are okay. Don't choose any of his ways, because it's only going to either his ways will put you in jail, put you in a coffin, or you'll just have a rough ass life. You won't even understand why your life is so rough. You say, well, I was a good person my whole life. What happened to me? Well, you made the Most High your God. I mean, Slakia, you made Esau your God. You follow every holiday. That right there is telling you right there, you act like you don't have a God. How you think the Most High is going to feel about that when you going around there's a holiday every month. Esau got a holiday every month. Damn, sometimes 2 holidays. And then he's so subtle. You got to remember, he'll throw in something for you that you think is for you. Meanwhile, it's either a money grab, which they all are money grabs, or it's just something to keep you to shut up, like Martin Luther King birthday or some stupid shit like that. Meanwhile, they profit off of all that, off of what King did to us. That we just went into hell deeper. So we're gonna let's go to the next verse I got here regarding not envying your oppressor. Let's see here. Let's go to Genesis 3:1. So, we call our oppressor, the Most High calls him a beast. And we're going to start with Genesis 3:1. Now the serpent was the more subtle beast than any beast of the field which the Lord had made. So Christianity teaches that, these are animals, like it's, what's the one cartoon, or my kids used to watch it, where Madagascar. They make it like it's Madagascar when there's, all these little different lines and stuff, and they're all talking to each other. That's how Christians make the Bible like some kind of Disney program. But this is speaking as a serpent, it's not saying that this is an actual, ain't no woman going to talk to no snake. A woman see a snake, if a man see a snake, he getting out of there. But this is saying, this is talking about a man in the garden. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which the Lord had made. And subtle just means slacker. He's the slickest of them all. So there's all kinds of beasts. There's all kinds of nations of people. But this particular cat right here, you got to watch him. He's a serpent. You see what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? He's just not your regular beast. He's a serpent. He's a slick ass. And he'll deceive you. That's what he does. And he said unto the woman, ye have God said, ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden? That's a question. Verse 2. And the woman said unto the serpent, we may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden. Verse 3. But of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, God hath said, ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die. So don't even deal with that, right? That really, it's basically, how can I put it? That religion or that belief or any of that, just leave that alone. Do not touch that. She was instructed. But the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, God said, ye shall not eat of it, neither shall you touch it, lest ye die. Verse 4. And the serpent said unto the woman, ye shall not surely die. See what I'm saying? Now the Most High is saying one thing, and you got a deceiver telling Eve, you ain't gonna die. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna die. I mean, and so let's keep reading. And the serpent said unto the woman, ye shall not surely die. Verse 5. For God doeth know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be open, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. Now, she was already instructed something. You cannot listen to, this is one example of why you can't listen to your oppressor over what the Most High said. I don't care what the hell. I don't care what's going on in life. I don't care how low you go, how high you go when it comes to life. Always listen to what the Most High tells you to do. And don't let no man deceive you or nothing. That's why that's the scripture too. I'll get to that one. Verse 6. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one wise, she took of the fruit thereof and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat. Good night. That was the beginning right there of the end, because she didn't listen to what her husband, what the Most High told her to do. You know what I mean? And she envied, she wanted the same thing, and listened to a deceiver, the devil, tell her the opposite of what the Most High told her to do. That's an example of what happens. And I'm not going to get all into it, but basically the next chapter, they didn't get kicked out of the damn garden. Not listening to the Most High. You always listen to the Most High. I don't care. There's no exceptions. There's no exceptions. Most High first. Before you make a move that's like shaky, say, hold on. I got to see if this is even lawful for me to do this. That's how you should think first, especially the priests and prophets and the I.S.U.P.K. You always got to have that in the back of your head, what's righteous, before you make any moves. And you got to watch, because Christians are very slick. They'll have you at a cookout eating linguine salad with pepperonis in it, pork pepperonis. They do all kinds of little slick shit. It's nothing to them. But you can't be, shit. Esau's so slick, man. He puts pork in everything. You can't go through the drive-through without every hamburger having pork on it. You can't go to your corner store. There's some heathen selling you something with pork. there's things. I was told there was pork on some of the toothbrushes that are made. Now you know that's diabolical. That is diabolical. A toothbrush that has some. You got to watch that gelatin and all that type of stuff. Some of them, these candy gummies and all that. You got to watch. You got to read the back of stuff if you don't know. Cornbread. I think Jiffy cornbread. I think got some. You got to watch that. Things that you wouldn't think is in there. He's slick. You know what I mean? And you have to sever yourself from this place because he'll have you on the wrong side of the Most High. So, you know, you got to remember the oppressor, you know, wears wickedness and he's evil. He wears the wickedness like a well-fit suit, you know, like he got fitted for his wickedness. It's just his everyday life. That's just what he do. He don't care about who he hurts. He doesn't have any compassion for anybody. The oppressor, all he wants to do is destroy you and gobble up everything he can gobble up in his path. You know what I mean? I mean, just look at him like bent wrist. You know, if you want to be in the LGBT, he wears that well. When you see a Black, Hispanic, or Native, like it don't even look right. You're like, it's like they're cop. You know, why are you living this life? You don't have to live this life. Following the oppressor. You can't envy not thy oppressor and choose none of his ways. You know what I mean? They don't follow them. Be, you know, who you're supposed to be, a righteous man or woman, you know, come in the I.S.U.P.K. Change your life. You know, but he wears you know, the bent wrist community, they Esau wears that like, you know, that's why a lot of these countries don't like dealing with him because he brings that shit over there to their country. And a lot of they women, they'll turn their women into whores and turn their men into, you know, just with his philosophy. As soon as he shows up with that picture of Sister Bozier, that's it. It's over. Once he hits the scene, game over. You know, he murders like it's no big deal. Drops bombs on, kills millions, thousands of millions of people at 1 second. That's how he is. He don't think none of it. It's no big deal to him. When it comes to what he wants, he'll murder you. You try it. Now he can come down here and he'll shoot and hit the person he wants. You try to be a shooter and you didn't hit the wrong damn person. You hit the grandma that's sitting at the damn bus stop. You don't even hit the person you trying to hit because you're not a real murderer. It don't fit you. It fits him. So that's why he can hunt. He'll lay in the woods and pour deer piss on him and put some leaves over him and lay there for 6 hours until a deer comes and he jumps out of the damn bushes like he Rambo. You know what I mean? The deer don't know what the hell or whatever animal he's hunting won't know what the hell hit him. He come up out of there like a motion picture and shoot the deer and, you know, put the deer's head on the wall. I don't know what the fuck he's doing. It's like it. His holidays, Esau goes all out on these holidays. And what do? Follow right behind them, especially these sisters, man. Come on, it's time to let these holidays go, sis. Good night. Ain't you tired of spending all this money for nothing? And I know your kids ain't about nothing. They all downtown looting. I don't know what to call it, looting, but they ain't got nothing to do. They down there acting a fool, smoking weed, cussing you out, telling you what they ain't gonna do. You know what I mean? These kids is lost, and here come their birthday. Oh, I got to get him. You got to get little Ray something. Little Ray is a monster. You shouldn't get him shit. You know what I'm saying? His grades is terrible. You know what I'm saying? Get out of here, man. Christmas, I got to spend this amount of money, and then you working overtime. All for what? It's a pagan holiday. What are you doing? And they know. Most of these Christians know these holidays is they have nothing. We ain't even supposed to be celebrating. They do it anyway. Tradition's a bad boy. They just do it anyway, following behind the oppressor. Then they on watching Lifetime. These sisters watch Lifetime, and they watch all these little Christmas movies to get them in the spirit. Sad, man. You know what I mean? And they don't get a gift. You know what I mean? Gift spoils the heart. You get a gift, you earn a gift. You don't just get it because they say white man say it's Christmas and you're supposed to get a damn gift. Nigga out there looking for a gift, looking for the most perfect gift. let you want a certain gift. She put a gift in her head that she wants. Tennis bracelet, a ring, something. Let you not get that gift. Now you the worst man. And what if you just get her a pair of shoes? Shouldn't get her nothing. But black man come home with something else other than what she want. Man, this is a joke here, man. You know. But yeah, so like Esau wears these holidays and does all his wickedness, and it's nothing to him. That's his way of life. That's America. But you shouldn't do it. That's why it says we are a holy people. We separate from these jokers, man. It's time to separate from these beasts, all these beasts. The Arabs, the East Indians, they not our people. Let them do what they want to do. We got a God that we're supposed to follow. You know what I mean? Follow what Christ laid down. Follow what he laid down. Slakia. Let's see. Where you at? Slakia. You know what I mean? But that's no different than, you ever hear a crime, like somebody, like you hear it on the news or something, and you turn, y'all talk to you, maybe it's you and your rib, or you and your brothers, and you say, oh, a white man did that. You already know when there's certain crimes happen, you know who did them. You know what I mean? And not only into the past, like maybe 20, 30 years, every now and then you get tricked and say, if it's a mass shooting, you automatically used to think, oh, that was a white boy. You automatically think it. Now, what happens? We copycat. We become copycatters. And then every blue moon you hear, a nigga did the shooting. You like, damn. So then this is how sad, how subtle and slick the beast is. He started putting, so like the shooting, like a random shooting, not random, I don't want to say random, but you know how in our neighborhoods there's a lot of shootings. He started including that in mass shootings to make the waters muddy, to make it look like he's not the devil. We don't know, it's not normal for a black kid to go into a school and get the shooting, or go into a mall and he will shoot at what he thinks is his enemy at the mall, but not just shooting just to shoot and try to kill as many people. That's not us. We don't do that. But when every now and then you'll get a copycat nigga trying to do it. But usually when you hear crimes like that, or serial killers, that's another one. You hear about a serial killer, that's not, that damn sure wasn't us. He killed 20 women over 30 years and all that. You already know who it is. But every now and then you get a brother who, trying to he envies his oppressor. He wants to look like him. He wants to be like him. He's been rejected. You say, well, damn, we ain't used to never do nothing like that. Being in this kingdom long enough, man, you'll be just like the heathen. You'll be just like them. That's why it's very important to kick a goddamn Hamite out the past, trying to sneak in the Passover, stuff like that. That's not even, so he can't be there. You know what I'm saying? It's very important to be separate from these beasts, be separate from Esau, be separate from all these other nations, just like they separate from us. They ain't, they're not all with us. They'll take your money. You know what I mean? You go into one of these, usually the corner store, I think is the Arab. And I think the 7-Elevens are the East Indians. But you go to these, if you ever pay attention, the counter is higher, you're looking up at them. So when you buy stuff, it's not like you're just putting it on the table. You're usually putting it up on the counter, ask you what you want. You looking up at them like there's some god. Give me 2 Philly blunts. I don't know what they smoke nowadays. And and give me a pack of cigarettes. You're looking up at them. That's by design. That's not by accident. They put the counter up higher. So that's just something that, you can't even, what bothers me, Salaga? There ain't no black businesses nowhere. You can't get, if it ain't food, usually there may be some food, but it's hard to find, but there's more food places. But I'm talking about like gas stations, the corner store we don't even own. I remember we used to, every black neighborhood had a black corner store. We don't even own a corner. Damn, we can't own a corner store. We don't got the corner store no more, yo. That's killing me. That kills me when I got to go get coffee from an East Indian or a donut from an East Indian. You know, the smallest things. And another thing that hurts me is that, you know, the sisters like to look pretty and they put the hair with the hair and the eyelashes. Ain't nothing wrong with it. I don't really care for, I like a more of a natural, but that's just me. But ain't nothing wrong with looking beautiful. But they get the weave and all, and they got to go to the Chinese man, or I don't know what the hell they are. But they got to go to Moab and all those other nations to get all their supplies. All their supplies to look beautiful. They got to go to another. Can you imagine the money that they're making off of just our sisters? And then if a nigga open up a store that got hair care products and all that, the sisters are so brainwashed. They go to the nigga really ain't got the plug like they got. So it might be a couple more dollars. But so what? You pay that, sis. You pay that. Now, as long as it's not ridiculous, you know what I'm saying, which it won't be. Unless in the ballpark, man, go down there and get that weed from that nigga, man. Don't go over to Moab, because the sister will put you out of business trying to buy from Moab or trying to buy from an Asian person, when you could just, ain't no way we shouldn't control the hair care, all the hair care. Because at one time we had all the hair care back in the day. I had an uncle who had a barber shop, had hair care products and things like that. But we don't own none of that no more. All that is Asians. You know how good they're eating off of us. Do you know where you can send your kids? What schools you can send them to? What kind of vacations they go on? What kind of your whole life changes if you could just keep your money in your nation of people and it just not go out to all the other nations of people. All our money, as soon as we get it, it goes right out the damn window to every other nation but our damn self. And everybody knows this, and nobody's doing anything except for one organization, and that's the I.S.U.P.K. under Command of General House. We're going to restart this. We started this from scratch. We're using the Most High, and we're using the blueprint Christ way down, showed you how to follow the law. I know Christian pastors don't want to follow the law. I get it. Yeah, I'll get it. Put it in the microwave. I'll get it. I know you Christian pastors don't want to follow the law, and you teach not to follow the law, but you're wrong. And because Christ said, whoever, and I'm paraphrasing, whoever doesn't, follow the law and teach men not to follow the law, you will be the least in the kingdom. So I don't know what the hell what people talking about, or what pastor talking about not to follow the law. You know how wicked that is to tell people who are already destroyed in your church. You tell them, they ain't got to follow that. He is a monster for telling you that. And he knows he's wrong, and he talks himself into being right. He don't care about nobody but his damn self. Let's go to Amos 5 and 15. Slakia. Amos 5 and 15. Amos 5 and 15. Slakia. This is the book of Amos, chapter 5, verse 15. Hate the evil and love the good. So you're not supposed to love evil, and you see that this beast is evil. You know what I mean? So you're not supposed to love. It says hate. It says hate evil. So if he's evil, well, why would you love him? When the scripture says don't love hate, don't love evil. but you're supposed to love good. And our people, blacks, Hispanics, and natives act like they don't know what's right and wrong anymore. I mean, no morals, none. How you gonna have no morals? Damn. I mean, every little thing we were off course. Everything. Marriage, how to raise your children, how to talk to each other, what to eat, what not to eat. Holidays. We're so far off course. If we ever turn and did the right thing collectively as a nation, man, you would see something you couldn't. I'm 100% confident that the Most High would definitely start making his move on this place, man. Because that we was in Egypt, we cried out to the Most High, and you see what he did to Egypt. They're underground, so I don't even you see what happened there, and and that was, just imagine what's going to happen to this place. So called America. Read that again. Just Book of Amos, chapter 5, verse 15. Hate the evil and love the good. So that's what you need to be doing when it comes to being a righteous brother or sister. Let's skip to. I got a couple more verses. Isaiah. Let's go Isaiah. Is it 12? Slovakia. Give me 1 second. I hate when I do that. I think, okay, Isaiah 14, 12 through 16. Slovakia. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 14, 12, verse 12. Slovakia. How art thou from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? Lucifer is not Satan. Lucifer is a people. How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? Verse 13. For thou hast said in thy heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. Stars of God, who are what? The Israelites. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. Sides of the north. Where's that at? Sounds like we're in North America, right? I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Good night. That's why I said you can't look at Esau as your God, because that's what he thinks he is. He don't think he don't think we have a God. He thinks that he's our God. He thinks he's everybody's God. But he thinks he's the God of the Israelites. And he damn sure ain't our God. I don't know what the hell he think Salakia. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Verse 15. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. 16. This is what's going to happen to him one day, soon. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man? Now see what Lucifer says, is this the man? It doesn't say, is this an angel that fell from heaven and got kicked out of heaven with a third of the angels? And I don't even know where they got that from. A third of the angels, he took third of the angels with him. And then you read through the Bible, it's nowhere in there. So where did they get it? Oh, they said he was a real beautiful angel, and he went and he got mad and he got kicked out. Like the Most High and him goes back and forth. He works for the Most High. But here this Lucifer is a man. So it says, they that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth tremble, that did shake the nation, that shake the kingdoms, you're gonna look upon him like, damn, he probably, when you look upon him, he'd be in a museum some damn where. And your great grands are gonna say, Pop, is that, who's that? And you're gonna say, well, that's Esau. You know what I'm saying? And he's gonna say, he ruled the world at one time? Yeah. He's gonna look at him like, damn. How did y'all let him rule over you? I'll tell you how we let him rule over us, through our sin. All we got to do is get back right, and we're gonna get the kingdom back. You know what I'm saying? This guy here, man, this joker, man, he sees over there in that Middle East, poking around in there. He's gonna get his ass. We're gonna get jammed. He's gonna get jammed up over there. So, but that's all prophesized that, they're gonna come down in the valley of Jehoshaphat, and the Lord is gonna plead with them. That don't mean he's gonna beg them, but he's gonna utterly destroy them. You know what I mean? And let that waterway net open back up, and everybody start getting affected by it. Right now, the summer's just about to start. It's about to pop off over there for real. Prices is going to skyrocket. They're already getting high here in Pittsburgh. I think gas is about $4. That's a little on the high side. So when it starts getting 5, 6, and 7, you're gonna start seeing a lot of things going on. I got one more scripture that I want to go over, and this is Salakia. Trying to see what this is. Sometimes I write and can't even understand my own writing. Salakia. Oh, me. Salakia. We're going to do Genesis chapter 4, verse 8. This is speaking on Cain and Abel. Cain, who your oppressor. This is your oppressor, Cain. Genesis 4 and 8. And Cain talked with Abel, his brother, and it came to pass when they were in the field that Cain rose up against Abel, his brother, and slew him. He was jealous because Cain did not follow the rules of the Most High. Abel did. Now he's going to sit around with his lip poked out, and he got jealous of his brother, and he ended up killing him. And the Lord said unto Cain, where is Abel thy brother? And he said, I know not. Am I my brother's keeper? Now see, that's the spirit on Esau. That's the spirit on the white man. He going to get smart with the Most High. Most High asks him a question. He can say, am I his keeper? Like, damn, who you talking to, man? And he said, verse 10, and he said, what hast thou done? The voice of her brother's blood crieth unto me from the ground. There's been an injustice done. And the injustice is crying out to me. The Most High is saying his blood is crying out to me. The injustice is crying out to me. Verse 11. And now art thou cursed from the earth. Now he's going to get punished for what he did, which have opened her mouth to receive thy brother's blood from thy hand. Verse 12. When thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto thee her strength. A fugitive and a vagabond shall thou be in the earth. Now he said he's going to forever be a fugitive and a damn bum, basically. You know what I mean? In the earth. And Cain said unto the Lord, my punishment is greater than I can bear. And that is the spirit of the white man. He don't want to get punished. He don't feel he should be punished for what he has done to Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. He feels, well, this is the way the Most High wanted it. What are you mad at me for? What are you looking at? Don't look at me for nothing. That's his attitude. You know what I mean? Like he don't do anything wrong. He hasn't He hasn't destroyed a whole nation of people. Look at us. That's why it's so important to come back to our own culture, serve our own God. These other nations got their own God. The white man's God is Caesar Borgia. The white picture of Caesar Borgia, who they paint as Christ, is not our Savior. Our Savior is a black man from the tribe of Judah. That picture you see is not who they're saying it is. So, he has lied, but that's it. It works good for Esau. That picture works for him. Just like the rock that they kiss in the Middle East or wherever the hell it's at, that works for the Arabs. Allah works for the Arabs. None of that works for us. You know what I'm saying? The rock and the wood does not work for us. We have a God who we have to follow and do what he tell us to do. And you think that they great. And even in our destruction, we great, but we're so sinful, so it don't work out for us. You just be a slave. You're just a slave to all the other nations. Your money goes to them. Your hard work goes to them. Your mind, all your inventions go to them. Everything you do and say goes to them. You could be the greatest of any. You could be in this kingdom. You could be the greatest black man to ever walk, but you're in slavery, so you get no credit. Because you're damn near what you do. You have to sell out, and even he picks and chooses what nigga is going to make it and what ain't. You think there ain't no other Michael Jordans or LeBron James? If Michael Jordan, even as great as Michael Jordan is on the court, if he said the wrong thing, nigga, bye. Same with LeBron James. Shut up and dribble. You got a white lady newscaster talking to LeBron James like he ain't shit. Like she knows so much and she's so over top of him. Well, she's the assistant manager of the world. I get it. Her man rules the world, so she can say things like that. But if we turn to our God, just imagine what we can say, and we ain't gonna do nothing that ain't unrighteous. Like we're gonna do all our thing, everything we do when we get in the kingdom, it's gonna be righteous. So if you do something, you're gonna get punished for it, and we're gonna be a righteous people under Christ. So that's it. I just wanted to say, don't envy your oppressor, because he's wicked. And if you want the things that he has or the way he lives, you will be just like him. You'll think like him. You'll act like him. And the one nigga that don't act like him or doesn't follow behind him, he in this world is looked at as a weirdo. You know what I mean? But meanwhile, it feels good to follow Christ and be a weirdo than to follow Esau and be a wicked ass nigga. And that's all I want to say. All right, that's it. Shalom, Israel.